As a broke girl working on the Champs Elysées in Paris, I had to learn how to look expensive on a budget during any season. In this video, I'm going to show you the 10 pieces of clothing you need to look expensive on a budget in summer. Let's start with our number one, white pants. White pants will elevate any outfit. You can see here, same outfit with blue pants and then with black pants and white pants. They look all of a sudden much more summery and much more elegant just because I switched the pants to white pants. You should rather choose pants like the ones I have here that are in that cotton jeans fabric, or some pants in cotton that are the more classic work pants that also have a matte shine. You want to avoid anything that's wide and wide at the bottom because that's not going to look old money. And you also want to avoid anything that's short with, these are very popular at the moment, the ones with the little fringes that are a bit shorter and a bit wide at the leg as well. These also don't work with the old money aesthetic. Shorts are a very good way to look expensive on a budget. They should be in a matte fabric, so cotton or linen. They should not be too short because then the whole old money aesthetic is not going to transpire as well, because the shorter the shorts, the sexier the shorts, and the old money aesthetic is not really going for that sexy vibe. They should either be white or beige, and they should also buckle at your waist. Other mistake, instead of going too short, is actually to go too long. A lot of us wear Bermudas, those sort of like long shorts that just stop just above the knee. They actually really shorten your leg and they don't complement any silhouettes. And here, for example, you can see on some models. So if you like your shorts to be long, then instead of going for a Bermuda in jeans like this, go for the long version of the old money shorts, which are very easy to find as well. With the combination of linen or cotton and this very classic shape, they're going to make you look expensive while giving you the comfort of Bermudas if you're used to wearing Bermudas. The third element that you need in your wardrobe, which you have already seen in those outfits, is the linen/cotton blouse. It's a really easy, lazy way to look expensive, any kind of linen or cotton blouse. Just keep in mind that they will only look expensive if they are in cotton or linen or a mix of the two. You can check the label. And if they have a classic cut, so that means that the seams are on the shoulders, you have a collar, and it's a button-down shirt. You want to avoid anything in polyester or petrol-made fabrics, artificial fabrics. And in terms of color, stick to white, beige, or striped, blue striped or black striped. You could make it work with other colors, but that's something that I'm reserving for an upcoming video on how to wear colors and look expensive. So if you're interested in watching that video, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and put on the little bell so you can be notified when this video goes live. Staying in the realm of tops, if you want something a bit more casual and a bit more comfortable, let's be honest, than a shirt, then you can totally go for a white cotton shirt. The only thing that you want to avoid when picking a t-shirt is that it has any kind of inscription on it or any kind of logo. Now, another way to look expensive in summer, especially if you're lazy, is to wear a dress. So here we have two dresses, same price, one that looks expensive and one that looks cheap. So you can see already that the one that looks expensive is made of natural fabrics that reflect the light in a matte way. So in this case, it's linen. It has also a very classic shape, once again with the seams on the shoulders, the collar, the button down, and it's also enhancing the waist. On the other side, you can see that the one that looks cheap is made of a polyester and elastan type of material, so it reflects the light in a shiny way. With this one, we're going with a design that is not timeless and classic at all, which combined with the shiny material gives it this cheap look. Long dresses will make you look more expensive naturally, simply because they have a more traditional look. If, however, you like short dresses, you can absolutely look expensive with short dresses. What you'll want to go for is what I did on the left. So I chose natural materials. This is linen with a classic cut and a length that is just above the knee. On the right, I went with a very short dress. I didn't think it would be that short when I ordered it online. That is in cotton, but that doesn't have a classic cut. So here I went overboard with the frou-frou that give it obviously a cheaper look, simply because we are not at all in the old money aesthetic. And then when the cold of the night comes, you have a couple of options to still look expensive. The first one is to wear a thin pullover, a long cardigan, a blazer, or a shawl or a big scarf. So if you decide to wear a pullover, it should really be in natural fibers. You can see here very similar pullovers. One is in polyester and one is in cashmere. Although those pullovers have a very similar cut and a very similar color, there is one that looks more expensive simply because, well, it is, but it really makes a huge difference in the overall look. The one at Vero Moda here is brand new, but I bought this in the past and it literally peeled right away. It looked terrible within 2 days and I just couldn't save it and I ended up throwing it. So instead of buying 2 at Vero Moda that are gonna last 2 months, I really encourage you to spend a bit more upfront, but then spend on something that's going to make you look really expensive for a much longer time, and it's going to be a way better investment of your money. Now, in terms of cardigans, the one I bought on Zara, the one I bought from Zara for this video is much wider than I thought. So actually, I wanted to use it as the example of what to do, but we're going to use it as the example of what not to do. So what you want to do when you pick your cardigan is to pick something that's quite close to the body so that it doesn't completely erase your shapes. And then what you want to avoid is having something super oversized like this one from Zara that just makes you look sloppy. And even though it's made of real wool, it erases all of the beautiful thing that the dress creates with the shoulders and with the waist, and it just makes you look like a big bag. Now, if you prefer to wear a blazer in the evening, one mistake not to make is to pick a too wide blazer. You're gonna look old money if the cut is timeless and close to your body. The bag that's gonna make you look the most expensive in the summer is a bag made of straw. These are super trendy in summer. They're super classic old money. They are super cheap. Like literally you can buy one for 20 bucks on Amazon, and they really look fancy and nice and expensive. The one I have here is a little bit oversized, but I bought it in Thailand for like 9 bucks. It has served me really well and it looks expensive even though it is not. Alternatively, if you want to stick to a more leathery, dense bag, then limit yourself to brown leather, because brown leather is very summery. You literally only need 3 different pairs of shoes to look expensive in the summer. A pair of flat sandals, a pair of white sneaks, and a pair of mule/block heels. Then you're good to go. You can pack light. Very common mistake when picking the white sneak, going for the dad shoe or like the New Balance type of shoe. And these are basically the thing to avoid if you want to look expensive on a budget in summer, especially if you are pairing that with Bermudas. So what you want to do instead is to pick a white sneak that has a very timeless classic shape. For the flat sandal, it's quite easy. I really encourage you to buy something that's a bit better quality than H&M. These are Zara, the ones that I'm showing you right here. They look the part, but they are not comfortable. They're gonna make you sweat, and when they make you sweat, then your feet gets a bit like The mule should be in leather. There's something that we see a lot that tries to emulate the old money aesthetic, but that actually doesn't work. It's those plastic shoes. I think they're very popular because they have a minimalistic design, but because it's plastic, and plastic is the same, material that we just like pack things with and we just like dispose of. On the picture, it's nice, but actually when you wear them, it burns your feet sweat, and they look really goofy. As soon as you add golden jewelry to any outfit, it's gonna make the outfit look more expensive. It's super lazy and it works every time. Of course, it's better to invest your money in pieces that are gonna last. So obviously, if you can go for gold or gold plated or stainless steel, it's better. But if you can only afford the cheap ones at H&M, it's not a huge deal. To give you an idea, this is gold, this is stainless steel, and this is crap from H&M. The main difference that you're gonna have is that the ones from H&M are gonna get green and black, much more quickly. But in any case, from an outside perspective, as soon as it's gold, it's gold. So suit yourself. Now, swimsuits, because you know, it's nice to look expensive when you're dressed, but it's also nice to look expensive when you undress. In terms of colors, if you want to stay in that old money aesthetic, then you should stick to black, white, beige, terracotta, bottle green, navy blue. These are good examples of traditional expensive looking swimsuits. And these are examples of cheap looking swimsuits. If you are showing too much of your crouch or too much of your bum, or if you're going full on tongue, you're not going to look expensive because you're not going to be in alignment with the old money way of showing yourself as a woman. It's a bit like if you were gifting a gift without the wrapping paper. When you're dressing in general with this old money aesthetic, you still want to give that opportunity to other people's imagination to imagine what it can be like behind the wrapping paper, behind the fabric. And finally, when you get out of the water, you still want to look expensive because that's who you are. And there are very simple ways to do that. The first one is to wear a pareo. You can find cheap ones at H&M in cotton for 20 bucks. If you can go as far as to invest in a matching set between your swimsuit and your pareo, it's obviously going to look even more tasteful and expensive. And the other option is to wear a sort of kimono, because it's going to flow behind you. So in the same way as the cardigan, it's going to give you a bit of that goddess classy vibe. And it's going to cover your whole body quite nicely, so you can wrap yourself in it. The one thing to avoid is the sort of mesh cover. These look really, really cheap, simply because of the design. Not using any of the codes of old money or, you know, expensive. So thank you for spending this time with me. If you like that type of content, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. And as of me, I will see you in the next one. À bientôt!